Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about everything that we ate on the Disney dining plan. Now on our plan we had 1 table service credit, 1 quick service credit and 2 snacks per day, and we were there for 2 weeks. We did have the odd day where we were at Universal, but I'm going to show you everything that we ate today on the Disney dining plan. So we started off the holiday at Cape May Cafe, which is a character breakfast. I'd been to that restaurant before and really loved it and thought it would be a great way to kickstart the holiday. They have lots of different things, similar things that you do have at the buffets, like the Mickey waffles, the pancakes, all French toast. Just looking at it now makes me hungry. Yeah, there was lots of variety, loads of different things, but they do have the standard things if you want. They also had a breakfast pizza, which I hadn't seen before. I decided to go for the Mickey waffles and some watermelon, try and balance it out. I did go up a few times. The characters that you get to meet at Cape May, the characters we met anyway, were Minnie, Donald, Goofy and Daisy, and they come around to your table. It's quite laid back in comparison to some of the other character dining restaurants, but I would 100% recommend it, and I think it's probably the new go-to for our first morning, because then you've got the option to go to Epcot or Hollywood Studios, which are both close by. They also do a dance at some point where you can get up if you want to, like dancing to the waves. But yeah, it's a really great atmosphere, fun, but also laid back as well if you don't like characters too much in your face. We really enjoyed it. Now moving on to my favourite snack of all time is the Starbucks strawberry acai. I think I'm saying that right. Refresher. I usually get the biggest size just because it is so warm in Florida and I absolutely love it, as you can tell in this video. I can't get it in England, so whenever I'm in America I try to have one. I did have several of these throughout the trip, and yeah, I just love it. So another great use of a snack credit is definitely Ample Hills Creamery. This is located on the boardwalk. We'd heard a lot about the ice cream here because they have lots of different flavours. I had, oh gosh, it's really hard to say, Sally sells seashells, which is like I think it was a chocolate orange flavour. It was really nice, and it's just such a nice atmosphere. As you can see in the video, 2 scoops classed as 1 snack credit, so definitely shareable, although we didn't. But yeah, it was really great. I would definitely go there again. It was lovely ice cream. So moving on to another table service. This was actually really hard to get a reservation for some reason. I don't know if it's because of how many seats are in there, but Sci-Fi Diner was one of the first table service restaurants we ate at. It just really appealed to us. We thought it would be fun, cool atmosphere and a great chance for a nice burger and milkshake, which is what I did go for. I went for a cheeseburger and a vanilla milkshake if I remember right. I have to remember that if I'm having a main and dessert to not order a milkshake as a drink because it really fills you up. We were we were sat down in one of the cars at the front, which was really cool. It felt like it was just us in there. It was great. And then for the dessert, I think I had, from memory, I think my partner had like a Oreo s'mores kind of dessert, and then I had a brownie because I thought it would be smaller, but yeah, it obviously was not. But yeah, I would go there again. It was fantastic, really great food, great atmosphere. So we stayed at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. It was amazing. It exceeded all of our expectations. We absolutely loved it there. The food court was great. We occasionally had a quick service breakfast in there if we were going to Universal or if we were having a chilled day. They're really accommodating because you can swap items. So as you can see in mine, I think I had bacon and sausage instead of something else that was on offer there. Yeah, it was really tasty, really filling. Next up is the T-Rex restaurant in Disney Springs. So this was my partner's choice. He thought it would be quite cool to go in there, similar to Rainforest Cafe. However, in our opinion, it is a lot better than the Rainforest Cafe. We were really lucky with where we were seated in the restaurant. We were right next to some dinosaurs. So when the meteor shower went off, it was really cool in there. The atmosphere was great, and you know, that's the whole reason you go there, but also our food was really tasty. So I had as my drink, I had a pina colada. So it was like a pina colada, but with just strawberry in. And I had this a few times throughout the vacation, just because I really liked the taste of it. So for my main, I ordered the ribs. I just fancied some ribs and thought it would be a good place to have it at T-Rex. And my partner had, I think it was called the Boneyard Banquet or Buffet, and it was ribs, half chicken and chips. very, very filling. And then we remembered, I think this was quite early on in the holiday, and then we remembered we had dessert as well, so we decided to share some churros with ice cream. Not the most expensive dessert on the menu, but we were quite full, so we thought it would be best if we had a sharing dessert. But yeah, it was a really, really fun. If you've got any dinosaur lovers in your family, definitely go. It was really good. I think we would go there again next time. Next up, so this is a table service credit. So this was Chef Mickey's in the Contemporary Resort. So it's easy to get to. If you get the bus to Magic Kingdom from your resort, you can just walk over or hop on the monorail to get to the Contemporary Resort. Yeah, it's crazy. It's fab. There's so much to see and do there. There's a lot of food, lots of different food. Some of your standard buffet food at Disney, like the Mickey waffles, but they did have a wide variety, and they had plenty of pastries as well, which were very tasty. As I said earlier in the video, it is a bit more, not chaotic, that's the wrong word, but it is a lot more full on than Cape May, for example, just because of the size. It is a lot bigger restaurant. But it is still so much fun, and you have a lot of characters here. So there was Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto, and Donald. Yeah, and Donald. So you do see a lot of characters, and you know, the cast members can't do enough for you. They were fantastic, so we did enjoy Chef Mickey's, although I think we prefer Cape May over Chef Mickey's. So during our trip we went to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party for the first time, which was so much fun. I would highly recommend it. We decided not to eat during the party time, so we went slightly earlier and decided to have a quick service meal at Pinocchio Village House, I think that's how you say it. I had the flatbread pizza and a slush puppy for a drink, and then my partner just had some chicken nuggets and chips, because you can't really go wrong with that. And then throughout the party we just had the free cookies that were going around, the hot cocoa. I tried eggnog. I wasn't particularly a fan, but you know, I tried it, which was the main thing. And I also had one of my beloved strawberry acai drinks as a snack credit whilst we watched the bee parade, which was really nice. So over to Animal Kingdom now. There are so many great quick service restaurants that you can eat in over there. One snack credit which I really wanted to try was the pulled pork mac and cheese. As you can see there, it's $6.79 if you paid for it out of pocket, but it's a Disney snack credit. It was super tasty. As you can see, I didn't record much of it because I just wanted to start eating it, but yeah, it was really good. I would definitely have that again, and I'm pretty certain I had it another time on the trip. So sticking with Animal Kingdom, we ate in the Yak and Yeti quick service. So they do have a table service restaurant, but I had orange chicken, I think it is, or the honey chicken. It's kind of like chicken balls. They're really tasty, really nice, and the rice is good as well. Some of the others had like a beef dish, and the nice thing about the quick service dining plan as well is you can have alcohol if you want to, obviously if you're over the age of 21. As you can see in the video, the others decided to have some sangria and beer, and I decided to stick with my my Nesquik chocolate milk. Now heading over to Epcot, we were going to do more of the food and wine festival, but you know what vacations are like. Sometimes you don't end up getting everything done, especially with the Disney holiday. However, there was something I really wanted to try. I wanted to try the Filet Mignon, I'm probably saying that really wrong, from Canada, as I knew it was a snack credit and I thought it would be a really good value snack credit to use. It was actually quite a decent portion. I was really happy with it, and the fact that it would have been $8.25 if you had it by itself is crazy really, that it was just a snack credit. Next up is Raglan Road. This is located in Disney Springs and it's a table service credit. This one isn't really my favourite. I enjoyed it. It's got a really fun atmosphere. The music, the dancing, the band, everything is great. The food for me it's nice, but it doesn't blow me away. It is only one table service credit, which is great. I mean, I had the steak there, a few others had a chicken dish or a lamb shank, but we went here the day after we went to Sanaa, and I had the lamb shank, and there was a difference in the size. So I mean, I don't really have the urge to go back to Raglan Road. I feel like I've done it a few times now and would like to try somewhere else. The chocolate cake was really nice. It was flourless, it said on the menu from memory, and I couldn't finish it, but it was tasty. The apple crumble there was more really apple than crumble. I think that we were expecting one like how you get at home. I mean, still nice, but yeah, not my favourite to be honest. So we decided one morning to go to Epcot and go to the France Pavilion because they actually open up early for breakfast and they serve different snack credits, quick service credits. So we used a quick service credit here as it was getting towards the end of the holiday and they were starting to build up a bit. And I had the equivalent to like a ham and cheese toastie, and my partner the same but with a croissant, and you actually get a drink with that, but we decided to swap our drinks to a cookie because they just looked really tasty and we thought we could snack on those later. And we already had a water bottle that we were refilling throughout the day in the bag, so we thought that was the best value. I've never been to Epcot and had the breakfast at the France Pavilion before early, but I would definitely do it again. It was really good and it was quiet, so a great chance for some photos. That same day we stayed in Epcot and we ate at Chef de France for lunch. I was really excited about this because I love French onion soup and I'd seen online that they do a set menu. So it was a 3-course set menu and it was covered by the dining plan, so it was 1 table service credit. So I knew that I wanted to try that, even though I should have learned it is a lot of food, but the French onion soup just drew me to it. They also provided us with a hot baguette. I'm assuming it's because we had the soup. The soup was absolutely incredible. I just love French onion soup, however I forget how filling it is. So once we'd finished that we realised, oh gosh, we've got 2 more meals to get through. So my partner had the chicken and I had a macaroni cheese, so a bit of a cheese overload. And then it came to dessert and we were both so full, but we, as you can see in the video, but we knew that we'd got it included, so we just thought, oh, we'll order something small. I had the sorbet, which ended up not being that small, and my partner just asked if they would mind swapping the dessert for one of the cookies from the quick service that we went to early in the day, as he really liked it, which they happily did, which was really great. I didn't know if they would because it was a set menu, but they were great. It wasn't my partner's favourite meal. He wasn't that keen on the chicken and the mash, so I don't know if we'd go back there, but I mean, if we were just going for a starter, I would definitely have the French onion soup again. Now back to Animal Kingdom, we visited Flame Tree Barbecue for our quick service lunch. Now this seemed really popular. There was a really long line even before it opened. We noticed that with a few places where you could get food, people were lining up before they opened, so I don't know if it's that because they're not open at the start of the opening of the park, I'm not sure. But for this day I decided to have a pulled pork, I think it is mac and cheese, but like a quick service size with onion rings, and I had a Powerade. They also gave me a cake thing for free. Some family members didn't get that. My partner had half a chicken, I think there was some pulled pork, ribs. Yeah, it was a lot of food, and this is a quick service credit. I think some of the meals came towards $16, $17, $18, which is a lot of money really, so the fact that it was only 1 quick service credit we thought was great value. Now we made a bit of an error with Garden Grill. We booked an early dinner for there. We tried to change the time but we couldn't, and obviously as you'd seen we'd had the quick service that day at Animal Kingdom, which was really filling, so I need to remember not to do that next time, because the Garden Grill is a character restaurant. It's a 1 table service credit restaurant. It's character dining, so there's Pluto, Chip and Dale and Mickey, and the restaurant rotates. So there are 3 courses. You get given some bread and salad to start. The bread is really tasty. And then for the main, there's lots of different foods. So there's some vegetables in there, some beef, some turkey, some fries, some mac and cheese. And the mac and cheese, oh, it's incredible, the mac and cheese there. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. But again, we were really, really full because we ate the food earlier in the day, which in hindsight was not the best move. And so we only had a tiny bit of dessert from memory, and I think we were that full that I just didn't pick my camera up. But there's lots of videos out there with the food on. I do really enjoy Garden Grill. It is a lot of money if you are paying out of pocket. I can't remember exactly, but I remember looking at the bill thinking, gosh, that's a lot. But for a table service credit and to meet the characters, it is worth it. You can't really notice the rotating. Well, I couldn't notice it. I know that I've been with someone before who has, but it does rotate quite slowly. So I think an hour you do a full rotation. So Be Our Guest restaurant, this is somewhere that I'd looked forward to for ages. I've booked it on the 180-day mark when you can book your restaurants. It is really popular, so definitely book it up if you want to go. It's 1 quick service credit in the morning, so for breakfast and for lunch, and then for dinner it is 2 table service credits at the moment. But I was really excited to try it because I thought it would be really good value for money. Well, if we were paying out of pocket, but good value as a quick service credit. So you go in and you line up, and if you haven't pre-ordered your food, you go up to a screen. And now we made an error here. We scanned the rows when we should have scanned our magic band, and it ended up charging us. The cast members sorted it right away and got it refunded, but we were slightly confused because no one was really there actively helping with it. They just passed us the rows and told us to go over to a screen, but then once the error had happened, they were great in resolving it. So they were really lovely cast members in Be Our Guest. They couldn't do enough for you, so they managed to sort the error really quickly. But just make sure, if you are unsure, then you ask. I had the croissant donut, which was really tasty. It doesn't look that appetizing in the video, but it was really nice. And then a few others had like croissants and eggs, and you also get pastries. If you do decide to go for an alcoholic beverage such as a mimosa, you also get a non-alcoholic beverage included on the dining plan, which we didn't know about. So everyone had kind of like a mimosa, and then they had a tea or coffee or a water, or I think I went for a chocolate milk because I really like that. But yeah, it was a really good value as a quick service credit, because when we looked at the bill, it would have been $70, which is a lot of money for breakfast. It would be a lot. I wouldn't pay out of pocket for it, but I'd definitely use my quick service dining plan there again. Now, this is a snack credit. This is one of our favourite snack credits of many years. It's amazing. It is the cookie sandwich. They're big enough to share. They are so filling. They are soft, warm cookies, well, usually warm. I don't think ours are that warm on this one, but they are warm cookies with lots of vanilla ice cream in the middle. I think you can choose which ice cream you want, but we always go for vanilla. They are so tasty. Now, this is somewhere where we've dreamed of eating, I would say. When we got the dining plan for this trip, we decided, yeah, we definitely want to eat there. And this is Disney's California Grill at the top of the Contemporary Resort, so the resort next door to Magic Kingdom. It is 2 table service credits, so, you know, just bear that in mind, and the food obviously represents that. So when you go into the Contemporary Resort, you end up checking in to eat at the restaurant, and then they go up in an elevator up to the floor, and then they seat you. And so where we could see the castle easily from our table, which was really nice, I decided to have a cocktail. They brought over some bread for us as well, with some olive oil dip. And then for my main, I decided to go for the steak. So it was I think it was a oak fillet, and then I had the mac and cheese, which it comes with. They are really accommodating, so if mac and cheese isn't your thing, you can ask for something else. So my mum, for example, changed the mac and cheese to roast potatoes because she doesn't really like mac and cheese. And yeah, the server was fantastic here. It was the highlight of our trip, this meal. It was amazing. I can't recommend it enough. It was one of the best steaks, if not the best steaks I've ever had in my life. And then our desserts were just really lovely as well. Again, we were very full, but there was cheesecake and obviously a chocolate dessert for me. And then after that, we timed it so that we could then watch the fireworks on the same level outside by the restaurant, and they played the music, and it's just an amazing view. It really is. You just see more of the fireworks, which was great, and they play the music. It's just stunning up there. And yes, I will be back there 100%. This was the best restaurant of our trip. It was, yeah, I can't say enough about it. It was so tasty. Now over to Hollywood Studios, to Galaxy's Edge. We decided to eat, I think it was at Docking Bay 7. So I had this mac and cheese dish. You can see a trend here. It was like a chicken tender mac and cheese dish. It was really quite cool because they present it differently. Really tasty still. And this was a quick service credit, so I had this along with a drink because it was a really hot day, a Powerade with a lot of ice by the looks of it. And then someone else had one of the desserts, which I can't remember what that is now, but I think they really enjoyed it. I remember them finishing it all off anyway. And that was a snack credit, the dessert. So sticking in Galaxy's Edge, we had to try the blue milk. I didn't like the look of the green milk. It didn't look as tasty. You just have to try it yourself, but it's definitely worth a snack credit anyway, because otherwise it was, at the time, $6 something. I can't remember, but yeah, it was worth a snack credit. Heading back to Epcot now. So the group wanted to try teppanyaki in Japan. I'd heard good stuff there about the meat, the steak, the chicken, so we wanted to try there. We did wait quite a while to get a chef. We were waiting for probably about 40-45 minutes maybe. We don't know if they were short on staff that day, but we were absolutely starving in contrast to other meals. We were so hungry. I ate all the salad that they started with. I drank my pina colada very quickly because I was very hungry. We were waiting for quite a while, but yeah, the salad was really tasty. I don't know if it's because I was really hungry or what, but the salad was really nice. And then they ask you at the beginning what do you want, so it comes with rice or noodles, actually no, rice and noodles, and then they put on a show for you basically, which was really cool. So by the time that they were there presenting it, the chef was, yeah, he was really fun. I went for just the steak option, so I had some noodles and then some rice, and then they cook everything in front of you, which is great. So some of us had chicken and steak, but yeah, I just went with the steak, and as you can see, it was boiling hot and it was really, really tasty. Now the dessert menu here isn't very big. I think there was 3 or 4 options, as you can see, so I decided to go for the ginger mousse cake. They all seemed mousse-ish, so I went for that and did finish it. I think I was quite hungry, but the main was the best bit of that. It's just a shame that you had to wait 45 minutes to actually get started, but yeah, it was really tasty food. So as you can see here, this was another quick service breakfast at the resort. It was help yourself to chocolate chips, so I may have gone slightly mad on those, and I decided to have a muffin as well instead of getting a drink, and I saved that for later on in the day. So over to my old workplace. I used to work in Typhoon Lagoon for 3 months on the cultural exchange program. Absolutely loved it. Would highly recommend going on the program if you can. So here we tried a few different snacks. So we had the shaved ice, and I had some nachos. This is probably my least favourite snack credit of the whole trip. It was quite disappointing, to be perfectly honest, because it was like this cheese in a cup. Yeah, it just wasn't very nice at all. I was picturing melted cheese all over them, like the cinema, but yeah, no, it wasn't very nice. And then my partner had a quick service meal, so like rice and pulled pork I think it was, but they really liked that. And then another member of the family had, I think it was deep fried ice cream, I think it was. They really liked it, really random, but yeah, there are a few different snack credits that you can get at the water park, so just yeah, don't rule them out for cool snacks, because we definitely didn't. So the Yachtsman Steakhouse, this is located on the boardwalk. I've watched so many vlogs where people have raved about the Yachtsman, so I'd really raved it up to my family. I'd really bigged it up, and we were looking forward to it. Now we went to the Yachtsman after we'd been to California Grill, and I mean the food was lovely. However, I might get a few haters for this, we preferred California Grill. We thought the atmosphere was nicer, we thought the food was better and the steak was better, considering that the Yachtsman is a steakhouse. It was beautiful, it was really nice food. As you can see, the garlic bread there was lovely. You could put your own garlic and butter on there, and we decided to, oh, that's my drink. I decided to have a glotini. We decided to share a porterhouse from memory. So this was a sharing steak. It would have been, from memory, $135 if we'd paid for it, but obviously it was on the Disney dining plan. It was a 2 credit signature meal, so we did have to use 2 credits for this. And I had a chocolate cake for dessert. You can see a pattern here. There were other options, obviously, like an apple or a s'mores, not an apple dessert or a s'mores sundae. However, I think the whole family agreed that we did prefer California Grill. The Yachtsman was lovely, but we would race back to California Grill. We would probably visit the Yachtsman again, but it definitely, you know, wasn't as good as what I thought it would be. I'd probably bigged it up too much based on everything, but yeah, we preferred California Grill. Maybe if we'd been to the Yachtsman then California Grill, we would have felt differently. However, we definitely preferred California Grill. Now, as you can tell, we visited a few of the Starbucks locations across Disney World during our time there, and they have some really cool cupcakes as snack credits, so which are massive. You can definitely share them, as you can see, and they're very messy a lot of the time because they have a lot of icing, so definitely have those. This one here was 1 snack credit. Now back to Animal Kingdom, we actually ate in Harambe Market, which we hadn't done before. I don't ever remember us eating there before. I had a quick service meal, so I had the ribs and the rice, and also it did come with some other things, but I didn't really want the other things that it came with, so I asked for them without. And then I had this, I don't think that was alcoholic, it was a strawberry slushy kind of thing. It was fine. The ribs were a little bit dry, as you can tell in the video, but yeah, it filled us and it was nice to have rice again. Now over to Animal Kingdom Lodge, to Boma. I love Boma. I love the selection, the variety of food, the meats, the cheeses, the desserts. I love everything about Boma, and we went here on the last night. I had, as you can see, it doesn't look very wild. I went up a few times and had different things. So I had the prime rib of beef, some mac and cheese, of course. I had some ribs, some chicken nuggets, some mash. I also think I had some other plates. I didn't just have carbs and meat. I also had probably a little bit of vegetables. And then for dessert, I had the classic zebra domes, which are really tasty. They're really nice. Some cookies and a little chocolate Oreo cupcake. But by this point I was really quite full. So here we are on the last day of the holiday. So we had quite a few snack credits. Well, actually not too many. We probably had 5 or 6 to use up, more so quick service credits. So I had a brownie here, like a pre-made brownie. And then we also, just as a snack when we went over to Magic Kingdom, so we started in Hollywood Studios and ended up in Magic Kingdom, we had some cheese fries and some mac and cheese as a snack from Casey's Corner. So these were both snack credits. And then we went into the, what's the name of the, Big Top Treats, there we go. Big Top Treats, which is located at the back of Magic Kingdom by Dumbo, and we changed so some of our quick service credits for snacks. So the Rice Krispie cakes there, the cookies, yeah, we swapped. The big chocolate cookie was one of my favourites. It was really tasty. So we just wanted to make sure that we used all of our snack and quick service credits. And then our last quick service credit was a big Casey's hot dog and fries. So like I said, this is one quick service credit, and this is somewhere where we did the mobile order, which worked really, really well. You just go on the app, place your order, and you can do it on the dining plan. It's really simple. I thought it'd be more complicated, but it wasn't. So thank you for watching what I ate on the Disney dining plan. I'd like to say that I didn't eat all this food myself. There is a big variety of food. There's lots of different options. I know in this video there is quite a bit of steak or mac and cheese and chocolate desserts. That's mainly because they're my favourite things. I did try other things at buffets and at restaurants, and there are the options to have whatever you want really. They're really flexible in Disney. They will try and suit all your needs, and we love the dining plan. We did say we don't know when we'll go back, but the next time we go back we really will have the dining plan again. For us it saved us so much money, and it was just nice to have the flexibility to choose what you want off the menu without having to worry about paying for the bill at the end, although technically, you know, even though it was included, the dining plan in our booking, it just didn't feel like it at the time, so we only had to pay for tips at the end at the table service restaurants. But yeah, I absolutely love the dining plan.